Hello students, hope you all are fine. This is the continuation of my previous video on chapter 4 pronouns. So let's proceed. Things we will learn: relative pronoun, indefinite pronoun, reflexive pronoun, emphatic pronoun, distributive pronoun and reciprocal pronouns. So let's see what are relative pronouns. Relative pronouns are words that are used to add information about a noun already mentioned. They also help to join statements together. Which, that, who, whom, and whose are relative pronouns. Relative pronouns heads an adjective clause. For example, the dog that stole the pie is back. So here that is a relative pronoun and that stole the pie is an adjective clause. The man who came home yesterday is my friend. So here who is also a relative pronoun. So in the sentence above, who gives us information about the noun man. It also joins two statements together to form a complex sentence. The compound words whoever, whomsoever, whatever, whichever are also used as relative pronouns. For example, give me whatever you have to eat. Now let us know what are the rules of agreement. A relative pronoun should agree with the noun that acts as its antecedent. In order to agree with their antecedents, the relative pronoun who is used with human subjects and that is used with non-human subjects. Number 2, the verb in the relative clause should agree with the subject of the main clause. For example, Rajesh, who is one of my friends, is coming home today. So, here Rajesh, who is one of my friends, is coming home today. Here Rajesh, the subject, is singular and therefore the verb is of the independent clause is also singular. Number 3, relative clause should be placed close to its antecedents. Now let us know about indefinite pronoun. Indefinite pronouns refer to persons, things in general rather than to specific. Examples: everybody knew about the holiday except me. I don't know anybody in my neighborhood. In the sentences above, the pronouns everybody and anybody do not refer to any particular person. They can play the role of the subject as in sentence 1 and the object in sentence 2. Some of the indefinite pronouns are all and any, another, anybody, anyone, anything, each, either, everybody, everyone, everything, few, little, many, more, much, neither, nobody, none, no one, nothing, one, other, others, several, some, somebody, someone, and something. Now let us know about reflexive pronoun. Words that are used for the sake of emphasis are called reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns are pronouns that are used to refer back to the subject to the sentence. For example, myself, ourselves, yourself, himself, herself, and themselves. See, for example, I treated myself to a good meal. Rita hurt herself while playing in the garden. The action done by the subject turns back upon the subject. It will be noticed that each of these reflexive pronouns is used as the object of a verb and refers to the same person or thing as that denoted by the subject of the verb. Now let us know about emphatic pronouns. Emphatic pronouns are pronouns that are placed immediately after its antecedent, that is, the pronoun or noun that it lays emphasis upon. For examples, you yourself can best explain. He himself said so. The town itself is not very large. They themselves admitted their guilt. Now let us know about distributive pronoun. Distributive pronouns are words such as each, either, neither, which are used to refer to persons or objects one at a time. Therefore, they are always singular and as such followed by the verb in the singular. Each student must wear proper uniform. Either of these roads leads to the railway station. Neither of the boys came to the class. So these are the examples of distributive pronoun. Now let's see what are reciprocal pronouns. Reciprocal pronouns, words that are used to refer to two or more people who can carry out an action simultaneously and are affected by its consequences at the same time. For examples, the brothers quarreled with each other. They all gave evidence against one another. Note that each other is used when the action is being carried out simultaneously and both are affected by the action, whereas one another is used when more than two people are involved in an action. So thank you students. We will meet in the next video with different topic. Take care.